Hey everybody, so yeah, I'm back. It's me, Boju, yada yada yada. What the fuck is an intro? Anyway, I'm back. I'm kind of more motivated to do Wynncraft content again. I was a little burned out for the past few months, but now I've got some motivation, as said. So I'm sort of continuing the ETW hardcore playthrough I started a few months ago, but I figured I want to take the series in a bit of a different direction. So initially it was just highlights of me goofing around, but instead I want to sort of do a review of level 40 to 50 content, for example, like right in this video, next video, 50 to 60, whatever like that. Just kind of talking about the main highlights main pieces of content in that level range and reviewing them, sort of talking about them, maybe giving tips on like boss fights or whatever that you would encounter at that level. So yeah, also I'll probably be including highlights of me doing quests in these videos, though, I mean, honestly, I don't think quests are really highlights when it comes to Wynncraft. I just personally am not a big fan of them. So maybe they'll just be more sped up sections of the video. But yeah, that's about it. Also, since this is the hardcore character, I am still doing hardcore, and I'll try to no-pot every single boss just to keep in the spirit of hardcore. However, I think I will break the ETW rule from the playthrough because I feel like it just restricts me. I want to share like low-level builds and stuff like that, and I feel like restricting myself to 3 elements kind of defeats the point, or as said, just literally restricts me. So I just want to showcase cool stuff, cool builds, cool weapons, whatever, and I don't want to be stuck to 3 elements. However, since this is hardcore, I kind of want to make it a small challenge still for myself, so I won't be doing any hyper tank builds because I personally don't like them and I feel like it just makes the content too easy. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the rest of the video. The boss fights will probably not be narrated, but I will leave subtitles talking about the boss fights so you can read them if you want while watching the gameplay. That's about it. Next thing I'll be doing is Rymek Luke, so see you guys there. Alright, so I took a bit of time to brainstorm the build I'm going to use, and I mean, at level 41, basically the most important thing you want, at least for general builds, is to be able to hit 68 intelligence. Preferably you should be able to do that at like 30 if you have good SP items, but yeah, level 41 would be very nice if you can hit that 68 intelligence for half mana cost. And I thought about what build I could do, and since I have Hasher Claw, Thunder, and whatever, I thought I could go for Thunder, Water, Fire. And conveniently, obviously, the boss altar that you can do at level 40 drops Sundown Poncho and Red Rock Bandana, which both are very good Thunder, Fire items. So the rest of that's basically kind of my idea for the build. Sundown Punch also gives an insane amount of thunder damage, as well as some nice XP bonus. However, obviously the drawback is -1 attack speed. but it's fine. Plus, I mean, -1 tier attack speed helps proc mana steal, so that's nice. Anyway, yeah, Pants, Holy Greaves, and Giant Step. They are... Holy Greaves is just basically free intelligence slap, plus it gives a little bit of mana regen, which is very nice. And Giant Step is just SP slap. I didn't want to use an SP slap item, but at the same time, I couldn't really make it work very well without it, so I just kept it. Or I could make it work, but I didn't get 68 intelligence, so I was like, screw that. Durham Serenity, basically the best necklace in the game if you consider throughout the entire game. This one stupid necklace will literally carry you until you are able to get either Amanuensis or Diamond Hydro necklace. It's just that fucking good. Sailor's Brothers Misfortune. This I'm using just because it allows me to hit 68 intelligence, that's about it. And double rarity just because double rarity. You can replace it with double concentration if you really want to min-max. And I'll probably switch these out for the rarities whenever I do a boss fight, just because it gives 2 extra mana regen, but it's really not needed, plus double rarity gives XP bonus. Alright, so Ice Barrows. I mean, honestly, I'm gonna be honest, I have a love-hate relationship with this dungeon. I kind of love it because I really don't like the level 40 to 50 content, so I like skipping it by running Ice Barrows a bunch of times. And also, Ice Barrows has one of my favorite low-level chestplates in the game, aka Blasphemy. Love that chestplate. But at the same time, I kind of hate Ice Barrows because Corrupted Ice Barrows exists. And it is the absolute bane of my existence. Honestly, usually when I'm power leveling characters, I just tend to skip Corrupted Ice Barrows and I just do CSST until I am able to do CUR. But anyway, I figured I would actually talk a little about Ice Barrows just because I think a lot of new players, I know some new players watch me, and they don't know about the gimmick in Ice Barrows, and especially in Corrupted Ice Barrows, in which it becomes a lot more apparent, which is the gimmick of like Ela defense on the mobs. So as you can see, all the mobs in this room, for example, that I'm forced to kill, they have like 5,000, negative 5,000 earth defense, and that's basically meant so that you need to kill them with earth damage, or more specifically, probably your earth conversion spell if you don't have an earth weapon. You don't obviously need an earth weapon. So as you can see here, I'm throwing smoke bomb on all of them and they just die in one hit. And it's fine as a gimmick. It's not very well explained, so a lot of new players may struggle with it. Especially in that one mini boss where the boss has like 10,000, 100,000 health or something, and the only way you can really kill it is with your earth conversion spell. But yeah, it's not very well explained, and it's fine until you play a shaman and you need to go in Corrupted Ice Barrows and uproot at level 87, just uproot spam to death the Theoric mini-boss. That is not very fun. I'm not a big fan of it. No, thank you. But yeah, in general, I think Ice Barrows is cool. I don't know, it's fine. Enjoy the rest of the run, I guess. I'll maybe just skip to the boss because I know it's fairly boring aside from that. I'll just review them quickly. Brown Horse, 1 out of 15. It's an upgrade to the normal Brown Horse, but even as a new player, you should not get this because you can get a Black Horse, an upgraded Black Horse, or an upgraded Chestnut Horse, which is almost as good as a full White Horse from further dungeons, so don't get this, not worth it. Vapor, alright ring, but at the same time, why would you replace Rarity? It's just not worth it, but 15% fire damage at this level is very good, especially... God, it's pretty good, but at the same time, you have Rarity, you have Concentration. Nah. Crystal, very good necklace, actually, for leveling. It gives a lot of XP, a lot of loot bonus, and a bit of walk speed, with literally no extra cost. But at the same time, Durham's Serenity exists, and it gives a shit ton of SP for no reason, and it also gives a nice bit of XP bonus, so... I personally wouldn't trade Durham's Serenity for this, but if you don't have Durham's Serenity, or if you just have a bunch of Derek Size Swords, I guess it's pretty fun to get. Brain Freeze, I don't think this is a very good item. I mean, minus 10 intelligence for just essentially 18% main attack and spell damage, not worth it, especially when we have Avalanche, which you get free for completing the quest to unlock this dungeon. Shade, alright, Agility Chestplate, pretty good if you have like Chaser from SST or something, but I feel like there's a better alternative here. Hearthfire, trash, and I'll explain it to you later. Heartbreak, pretty good for tier stacking. Like, I don't like tier stacking at low levels, but if you want to do that, it's a good option. There's no real drawbacks. Ironfoot, alright for melee, but at the same time, I think Heartbreak is generally better. Blasphemy. Holy shit, this chestplate. I already mentioned it in the video. This is, look at it, it's 55 lifesteal, 6 mana steal, 10 XP bonus. This is literally just a better Hearthfire with like almost no drawbacks except I guess an intelligence requirement, and it's less tanky because it's only 500 health. But that is so worth it for 6 mana steal and 55 lifesteal. You understand how insane that is at low levels. Dude, this, I mean, okay, the reason not everybody uses this is because Mary's prison exists, and I guess it could be better, but at the same time, Mary's prison gives minus tier, it gives, what's it called? I think it gives more lifesteal, but yeah, I don't know. It's also RNG to get, so if you get bad luck, you might get 1-3 mana steal Mary's prison, in which case you should definitely get Blasphemy. It is 6 runs though. Tools exist, don't really care about them, Scroll, Potion Wisdom, whatever. The main takeaways from this dungeon are Blasphemy, Heartbreak, and maybe Shade. Alright, so to finish off this video on level 40 to 50 content, what would it be without talking about Prison of Souls, the #1 boss altar at this level range? And damn, it is probably the #1 boss altar in general, because it is pretty damn hard. Even in this fight, I struggle quite a bit, and I'm using Assassin with fairly meta legendaries and a fairly decent build. So yeah, basically what this fight is, you have fighting 2 mobs, the Beast and then the Enslaved. In first phase, they're both alright. The Beast tends to just teleport around and shoot projectiles at you. It's fairly fast, whereas the Unfeathered just likes, the Enslaved just likes to push and pull you. I would recommend focusing the Beast first because it is fairly dangerous, and I would say more dangerous than the Enslaved. Just focus on getting it down to its second phase, and yes, both these bosses have 2 phases. The second phase has a lot more health on both of them, and yet again, I would recommend probably focusing the Beast, or the Freed, or whatever it's called in the second phase, the Unfeathered, yeah. First, because just like in some fight like in Terraria, for example, the Twins, you're fighting 2 bosses, you want to focus the more dangerous one first. Spasmatism would be in Terraria's case. Anyway, yeah. So in the second phase, the Unfeathered has yet again annoying ass teleports, scary charges, and it can lob really hard hitting meteors at you. It's also got melee. Here I've got no mana and I get caught easily in its melees while trying to dish and damage myself. This is very much a fight where you notice the lack of mana because you don't have any minions to proc mana steal off, for example, and at this low level you don't really have any mana options, so it can get pretty saucy. After you kill the Unfeathered, or if it tends to teleport into the ground, which it sometimes does, if it does that, consider yourself lucky because it saves a lot of time and saves a lot of, well, it could maybe win you the fight. It's a pretty dangerous fight. Anyway, after you kill it, you can kill the other one. It should not be much of a threat when the other one is just left alone, I would say. As for the drops this boss drops, well, Marius Prison, the chestplate I already talked about earlier in this video, is very good at this level. Some people say it's better than Blasphemy. I would say it depends. If you get really good rolls, probably is, but yeah. The other drop that is good is Binding Brace. It's a pretty nice bracelet, however, I don't see myself using it quite a lot, but even in endgame, it's used in some builds for the SP and whatever. Other than that, I don't think there's too many notable drops for this. But even if you're not looking necessarily for any of the drops, I do recommend fighting this just because it's a very good challenge. It's a pretty fun fight. And yeah, I mean, honestly, it's a very, very good challenge and it's very hard. But yeah, it's a pretty big staple of level 40 to 50 range, I guess. But not a lot of people do it because, well, not a lot of people do boss altars in general. So I guess in this series, I'm sort of trying to shine light on them just so people would appreciate them more, I guess. So yeah, anyway, that's about it for this episode, I suppose. Thanks for watching. If you've got any feedback, leave it in the comments below. Next episode will probably be, next thing will probably be like Oblivion weapon review. I'm looking to bring weapon reviews back eventually too. And after that, maybe a review on 50 to 60 content, who knows. There's another very interesting and challenging boss altar at level 50 to 60. So yeah, thanks for watching everybody. And see you later, I guess.